Now, this not might be an issue for you, but there's a problem with gratitude that is almost never discussed. And the consequences of doing this actually makes your journey so much more difficult than it needs to be. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to this, and it's something that anyone can do. First, we need to discuss where the concept of gratitude came from. Well, it's been around for a long time, but it became popular with a movie called The Secret, where they did gratitude journals and they said that you should be grateful for what you have and really feel that gratefulness as if though you have the thing you want to have. So it's closely related to the law of attraction, meaning the art of getting things without doing stuff. Now, what it focuses on is that it wants you to feel a specific way about what is happening to you, about the things you have, about the things that have happened to you, about ideas that you make for the world around you. And the problem is that all of that is concepts. All of that is ideas of what you believe reality should or shouldn't be like. It still focuses on your mind, of you trying to make an idea. So, as an example, I'm out here and I could say, "Ooh, this is a really nice spot to stand. I love the feeling of warmth, of sunlight on my face. I have gratitude towards that. And I'm so fortunate that I can stand here, that this is actually my work. This is where I work. That's incredible. I can feel the gratitude towards that. And there's a sense of distortion, of ease towards having that in my life. But of course, I could also say that, oh, this is really annoying. There's this blinding light in my face, and it keeps blinding me, and I can't really see because it's quite annoying actually. And I have this warm vest on, and that's getting a bit sweaty now, so I don't actually feel comfortable here. Now, out of those two options, obviously the first one is the one to prefer. But what if there's a third way that you can perceive this that doesn't have to do with ideas and concepts of what's happening, but actually focusing on the raw sensory of experience of being alive? Because when you say, oh, I like this is nice, this is my workplace, I can't believe that I'm here, this is so incredible, those are all things outside of here, outside of now, outside of this very moment of being here. That's me trying to make an idea of what is happening. I'm trying to put it all into context and to make me feel here. And then because I am here, then I'm grateful for the things that I am having. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the problem with it is that it has the same problem as me saying, oh, I need to have this amount of money for me to be happy. I need to have this kind of wife, this kind of lifestyle for me to be happy. It's the same problem, but with just a tiny shift. You don't have to play that game anymore. With a tiny shift, you can actually start experiencing what it means to be here. And I'm not talking about the way that people often mention being in the present moment, because being in the present moment, people often say, "Oh, I appreciate it's so nice, gratitude, and I feel so grateful for all the things around me." That's something else. What I'm talking about is actually experiencing your sensory inputs to your body, meaning feeling, what does it feel like when there's warmth on my face? What does it feel like there's wind blowing on behind me and it's actually very comfortable? What does it feel like to hear the vibrations of sound and really hear there's like all these nuances to the sound? And not trying to, I mean, I can say, obviously I can hear there's a duck making a sound, and I can hear the wind, I can hear the car, there's someone hammering on a log of some kind, and I can have those ideas of what that is. But I don't focus on those ideas, even though I can name them. Instead, we focus on the raw input to your sense stores, to what you're feeling. And that is enjoyable. Even my foot is a little bit wet because I'm actually standing a little bit in the lake here. I'm going to step up a bit. Even that sensation of feeling wetness on my foot, that is an enjoyable experience. So, what you need to do instead of focusing on feeling gratitude, meaning creating more sense of I am here and I'm grateful for that, focus on what are you experiencing and learn to enjoy whatever is happening to you. Because reality is enjoyable. Being alive is an incredible experience, and it is inherently enjoyable to just experience life. That's not to say that there aren't circumstances and things that can make it difficult to enjoy being alive. certainly there's many situations where we find it difficult to do this, but if you look beyond the concepts, beyond the ideas, beyond the stories, beyond at this time I could be saying, well, my life is miserable because both of my knees, I have my meniscs, I think it's called in English as well, are broken. So I have a problem when I'm walking, my foot is hurting, I have 3 hernia discs in my neck, I've suffered from a burnout, I have all these problems that I could focus on, but instead of thinking about all those stories and letting that create my baseline for enjoying reality, we can just shift the focus to enjoying what you're experiencing. So appreciate what's around you. And by all means, I'm not saying stop feeling gratitude. That's not a bad thing to do. But there's something beyond gratitude. There's something that's even more useful. And that can really bring you beyond the sense of self, beyond the sense of I am here and I'm important, I need to protect this. What happens to me is really important that it happens a specific way. And that's also not to say that, oh, well, there's a car running towards me, I'm just going to admire the flashlights. I mean, the lights of the driver blinking his lights at me. And, oh, now he's honking. Oh, can you hear this? I got hit by the car. We're not talking about becoming an idiot. You're still a grown-up, well, or at least you're old enough to understand language and then find something on YouTube. So we're not talking about dropping all your sensibility of being a human being. It's so easy to get caught up in all these practices, and just because everyone says that something is true, it doesn't make it true. Just because I say something is true, it doesn't make it true. You need to experience for yourself and see what happens. And when we start on our spiritual path, there's a lot of things that we can get caught up in. I specifically made a video that discussed some of the problems that pretty much everyone I've met in my journey as being a Buddhist monk for several years and living in meditation centers and working intimately, closely with people one-on-one, obstacles and problems of concepts that people run into when they start practicing. And if you want to learn more about that and how to not get caught up in all these ideas and let it ruin not only your life but the life of people around you, then I highly recommend you watch this video here that will help your spiritual journey become a happy, enjoyable process.